What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 7 to the Sky, where I zip all around, I guess. Yeah, so last episode we left off with me asking you guys a question. Is there any way for us to get this netherite faster that I wasn't paying attention to? And after playing around with Project E and putting that ring on this pedestal and all that stuff, of course, all of you guys out there that have used Project E before said, Hypno, why don't you just use a Watch of Flowing Time and put that on the pedestal? It'll make things go super fast. Well, unfortunately, the Watch of Flowing Time has been disabled in this mod pack, as has a lot of things in Project E. Yeah, EMC is not a big portion of this mod pack, but you guys had also pointed out in the comments that EMC is on the netherite ingot. So while it has been removed from quite a bit of things, like you can see there's some saplings that have EMC and all this stuff. Yeah, there is EMC on the netherite ingot. Interesting. So the question becomes, how do we get EMC to make the netherite ingot? Again, in the comments, you guys had mentioned the power flowers and all that stuff. I don't think there is a way for us to generate EMC in such a way. If we go to Project E, we can see all the items that are available. You'll notice that the Watch of Flowing Time is not one of these items. Yeah, so I guess that would be these antimatter relays and stuff. Yeah, so that is a way that we could start generating some EMC. However, I think there's a better way. Yeah, so I was looking at the different items that have EMC, and this caught my eye, this Aethernalis fuel. This has 8,192, which is the same amount of EMC that's required for the netherite ingot. It's the exact same. So I was like, if we just craft up a bunch of those, we could probably throw it into an energy condenser, which converts EMC from one item into the pattern or whatever other item that you put in there, and it'll start generating these. So yeah, we could do that. But here's the catch though. In order to make this Aethernalis fuel, we have to craft Mobius fuel into it, right? So Mobius fuel, 4 of those equals the same amount of EMC as one of these, right? So it's the exact same. And then in order to make the Mobius fuel, we have to craft alchemical coal. 4 of those equals 512 times 4 is the same as 2048, right? So yeah, it's the same amount of EMC for the alchemical coal to make this. So we're not losing anything, we're not gaining anything. And then in order to make the alchemical coal, we have to take coal, which is 128 EMC per. 4 of those is 512 to make this. So that's 1 craft to do that. And then it is 2 crafts, and then finally 3 crafts per item in order to make this. When all of the EMC is exactly the same, like you get nothing better for using this item as opposed to just going all the way to the source and using coal. So we might as well just put coal in there and not craft it up, right? So that is kind of what I was thinking. But then on that same line of thought here, if we go back and search for EMC one more time, we can also see that a lot of these ingots that we have EMC, right? So iridium ingot, which we aren't going to be using, has 4,000. Gold has 1,000. Iron, which we have a lot of, only has 128. Yeah, so it's the same as coal, so we might as well use coal, especially since we have a wither skeleton farm. And we already have 4.9 million coal. Okay, so let's get started here. There's a lot of talking that we just did. Let's actually get started. I was looking in the quest book. This is why I didn't even think about Project D to begin with. There doesn't appear to be a section for Project D in here. It's kind of like added as an afterthought. I was kind of looking around. I guess right here is a little bit of Project D stuff, but yeah, there's like no section dedicated to it. Anyway, yeah, so I never really even thought about using this mod. So in order to do that, we need to make a alchemical chest. So let's start here. We have to make the alchemical chest. And that means that we have to make this stuff here, the covalence dust. We'll bookmark these. I don't even know what these cost. Oh, that's nothing. A diamond and a coal for 40 of those. This is an iron and a redstone for 40 of those. And this one, oh, we need to make charcoal. You can turn 1 piece of coal with the Philosopher's Stone into 4 charcoal. Okay, so in order to make that one, it is 1 charcoal and 8 cobblestone to make 40 of those. Very inexpensive. Okay, so alchemical chest, we'll go ahead and craft this guy. Boom. And then we want to make an energy condenser, which means we have to have 2 dark matter balls in order to do that. Now it's going to require, what is that, 16 Aethernalis fuel. I guess that's 8 per dark matter in order to craft. Yep, so this will just take a few moments here. You can see how long it's taking to craft each one of these Aethernalis fuels. That's why I didn't really want to craft it all the way up to that item and then trade 1-to-1. I'd rather just put the coal in and like skip the crafting, right? Anyway, so now that we have that done, we should be able to do the energy condenser, and we could just stop here. We don't need to make the Mark II. We could make the Mark II, but we don't need to, and it's going to take a bunch of time to craft all of these up. Yeah, so we have to use 49,000 coal to make 96 dark matter for this thing, and this one's going to require 16 more dark matter. Yeah, I'm not so sure about all that. So we'll just take our energy condenser, and we'll just place it here. So let's take a look how this works. If we grab netherite, we should have the ability to make a netherite ingot. So I'll place that right here. That's our pattern. And if we grab some coal, let's grab, I don't know, how about 4 stacks? Is that going to be enough? We'll just place that in there. You can see that's feeding. Maybe this is going a little slower than I was expecting it to. It'll give us, I guess it's 1 stack per ingot. Okay, so that's what we're looking like right there. So we could just pump in coal and get these ingots out. But yeah, I guess that is slower than I was expecting it to be. So maybe we will look at upgrading this to the next tier. So I will go ahead and just tell it to craft these things. Since we have the stuff in the system, it's just going to take some time for all these things to process. Yeah, so we're making the 4 blocks of that, then we got to make the 4 blocks of this one. It's going to take a little bit of time, so let's wait for this to happen, and then we'll be right back. Alright, all the crafting finished up, and we are ready to go to make the Mark II energy condenser. So we'll just go ahead and throw that down here again, and we'll grab some coal. Let's just grab 4 stacks. Once again, we'll set the filter, and then we'll just shift click these in, and boom, check it out. That is so much quicker than what we had before. So the next step is, now that we have the ability to do this, let's just do an export bus. We'll make one of these. We already have some acceleration cards, which is great. We need coal to set a filter. We need to set this. All right, export bus. Oh, I need ME glass cable too. One of those. So place that like that. We'll put these all up in here. Put that right like so. And okay, so we have 3, 4. This will speed up over time as Applied Energistics warms up a little bit. Looks like we're putting in a stack and a half at a time. Yeah, and this will start going much faster here shortly. Okay, so we now have our netherite ingot situation solved. So I guess we can go ahead and get rid of these. Yeah, I wish I would have realized that we had some sort of EMC in this pack before making all these extra seeds last episode. But, you know, we finally got there in the end. So yeah, you can see this is going much faster, and pretty soon Applied Energistics will just be putting in stacks and stacks and stacks. Yeah, I think we're approaching about as fast as this goes. Yeah, all right. So this is looking pretty good. So the next step is we need to import bus. And I guess we're going to want some acceleration cards as well. This should only, I don't think I need to set a filter. We should only need, no, we need ME glass cable. Yeah, we should only need to just place that on the chest here. I don't think we need to filter this at all. And then I will also throw these guys in there. And we should be putting those back into the system. Oh, yeah, so this slowed down because I attached this thing, so I think it reset. Then this is going to have to warm back up again, unfortunately. Okay, well, that's fine, that's fine. Well, we should be able to keep track of how much we have in the system now. So just another right ingot. So netherite block. Actually, we wanted to make the 4x, right? All right, so we need to get ourselves 58,000 more netherite ingots. We currently have 262. Go back into here. Yeah, 277, 79. All right, so this is looking pretty good. Maybe I should, how would we do this? I was gonna say, maybe I should put some kind of a thing on there to shut it off once we reach like 58, 59,000, but I'm not sure how to do it with this particular setup. I know there are ways that we can do it. It's gonna require a bit of involved stuff here. Maybe we will set this up so we just, instead of putting it into the system, we import it into a drawer, and that way when the drawer fills, it will stop. Okay, well, I'll think about how we set this up so we're not putting all of our coal into this and making way too much netherite. But yeah, let me go ahead and give that some thought, and then we'll be back. So I was trying to figure out the best way for us to store these ingots without going over, or at least getting pretty close. Now, again, we could use Applied Energistics, and we could take a look at how many items are in the system, and once we reach exactly 59,000 whatever, send a redstone signal to stop this export bus from going. I'm taking like a secondary approach, which is less complicated to set up. Basically, we're just extracting these ingots directly into a storage controller, which is attached to two separate oak drawers. One of these oak drawers has a copper upgrade, which allows 16.4 thousand items in there, and then the other one over here has a diamond upgrade, which is allowing 49.2 thousand. Now, there's no combination of these upgrades that I could come up with in like this 1x1 drawer. In order for us to get closer to the 59,000 that we needed about 60,000. This is going to put us at 65.6 thousand. So we'll be a little over by about 5,000 items plus however many fits in this inventory here as well, because it'll keep going until this is full. And then once this is full, this will just fill up full of coal, and then like things will stop happening. But yeah, we'll be slightly over, and then we'll have a little bit of overflow over here, which we can EMC back into coal or do whatever else we want to do with that. But yeah, I was kind of looking at these drawers, and I forgot how weird they are. So by default, if we put in like one netherite ingot, or I guess if we put in two, it holds 2,000 items, which isn't weird. If we upgrade this, this does it a multiple by 8. This holds 16,000. If we do this, well, it does it by a multiple of 16, 32,000, and then the diamond, 49,000. If we do the diamond plus the gold, then it's like 786,000. We put that in there, 6.3 million. Like, it's just crazy how these drawers scale with these different upgrades. Even with copper upgrades, we saw this before. We've only been using copper upgrades throughout the base because there really was no reason to use the other ones. But yeah, we put a copper in there, 16,000, two coppers, 131,000, then 1 million, then 8.4 million. It's like, what? Anyway, yeah, I was just trying to figure out a combination of these upgrades for us to hold pretty close to what we needed here. And one diamond, one copper, two separate drawers gets us there. Now, again, we probably could use like these half-size drawers or quarter-size drawers and then figure out a combination to get us even closer, but I didn't really feel like it was worth it. Right, well, we're not going to wait for all of these netherite ingots to fill up before we decide to move on to something else, because this drawer is almost full, but we still got to wait for this one to fill up. And yeah, that's going to take a while. I did add in some more export buses here, so we have coal as full as this thing can process. So maybe we have one too many export buses on here. We have 4 of them in total. But yeah, you can see this is not keeping up. We could make this go faster by using something that has higher EMC, but out of all the things that we have that has EMC, coal really is the resource that we have a lot of, and we can turn on our wither skeleton farm and just get more. But yeah, I was kind of going through all the different items here that we could throw into that, and you know, we do have some items that has higher EMC values, but not like a crazy amount of them. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that. But I did notice things like glass and deep slate and nether quartz had that, even spider eyes. Slime balls. We have a slime ball machine set up downstairs, which has been running for quite a long time, actually, right? We're just making slime here by putting mushrooms into witch water. Yeah, this has been going for a long time. That's EMCable, so we don't have to have that continue to go if we decide to remove it. But anyway, let's take a look at our quest book here. So we had completed these 3, and we had completed this one, and we're working on Master of the Sky. As soon as we get that netherite, this one will be done. So I was thinking Master of the Dragons makes sense for us to do next. So this is going to require some things. Piglich Heart, we have a bunch of those. Let's take a look how much we have. Piglich Heart, we're up to 9,244 of those. Again, we're just down in this area. Those are being farmed by our Drigmies down here that we set up a while ago. So the Drigmies are using the source from here. Well, I guess from this jar, right? They're using the source from that to farm this Piglich and grab those hearts, and the hearts go in this chest, and then it gets sucked into our applied energistic system. That source is being filled up from these source jars on this source relay, which is moving it downstairs, and that's all being generated from this agronomic source link, which makes source whenever crops grow nearby it. Every once in a while, you'll see particles shoot over here and into those jar. That's when the Pigliches have done their work and they've used a little bit of source down below. Here we go. There's some of the particles. So yeah, we got some more Piglich hearts, I'm sure. Anyway, so yeah, those are a few things that we could remove and replace with EMC, but let's go ahead and not do that for now. Anyway, moving on. So Piglich hearts were fine. Dark Soul, this is something that we don't have. We need Corrupti Essence. Oh, we actually have Corrupti Essence. I wasn't sure if we had made this before. I was looking at that a little bit ago. Apparently, we never got a quest complete for it. But yeah, we started working with this Forbidden and Arcanist mod a little while ago, and we haven't done a whole lot with it. But yeah, in order to make the Dark Soul, we just take a regular soul with a Corrupti Essence, and boom. Now it's an evil-looking soul. Okay, so that part is done. So that's cool. We can add that into here. Let's take a look. Arcane Dragon Egg. Dragonstone. This is something that I know we can do right now. So a Dragonstone. We just put mana diamonds through the portal to get Dragonstones. I don't know if we have any mana diamonds. I don't think so. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some mana diamonds. So over in our Botania area, which we haven't touched in quite some time, just drop those in there. Yeah, the mana's being sent over from over there. And then we just take these and throw them through the portal. Boom. So there is a couple of dragon stones. Awesome. All right, so we have those done. So we should be able to add those into our thing down here. So then it's going to be this slot and that slot. Piglich Heart, let's grab that. One of those, and then it goes in our middle slot. Right, so we need Dragon's Breath, which we don't have. We need a Soul Gem, which I'm pretty sure we don't have, and this Arcane Dragon Egg, which I am almost positive we don't have. Arcane Dragon. Yeah, we don't have a Dragon Egg. Actually, we also need this Golden Scale. Golden Dragon Scale. Can we craft that? We can. So that is 4 Arcane Gold Ingots. And then Dragon Scale. We collected 4 Dragon Scales, I assume from killing the dragon the first time. There are other ways that we can craft this, it looked like. So the Dragon Scale, you can get from using this dagger on a dragon head to get 3 scales if you need more. But yeah, we have the 4 original ones, so we don't need to do that. So we'll place that back. And that goes right there. I swear, these guys walk up and you just hear the grass sounds. And it sounds like a creeper sneaking up on you every time. It gets me. Bone Splitter. We already had that. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah, we've got so many of those Bone Splitters, we don't need any more. Okay, so this is done. So Arcane Dragon Egg. Oh, okay. So we are actually going to need to make a total of 7 of these Golden Dragon Scales. Right, so it looked like we were running low on these ingots. Arcane Gold Ingot. How do we make these? I have no idea. I do not remember. So this Arcane Crystal Mundabiter Dust, which is made with Phantom Membrane. That's a problem. Okay. Is there another way for us to get that maybe? Phantom Membrane does not have EMC, so we can use the combiner with Cerium, Loot Fabricator, obviously from Phantom Mob Drops, Anti-Protonic Nucleosynthesizer with Antimatter. Antimatter can turn leather into Phantom Membrane, and then you get some green goo, it looks like. I'm not sure what this is. Doesn't have a tooltip. And then severing from the Phantom. Okay, so our options are very limited. I don't know how to get this stuff. Let's take a look, because I know we have these machines set up, and we might be able to just craft this. I don't know. So we can fusion iron and germanium into it, boron and iodine. Looks like there is 15 pages of these things. Well, I was trying to figure out how we are going to get those Phantom Membranes, and since I sleep all the time, I would have to like AFK 3 days plus in order for Phantoms to attack. And I believe people had told me in the comments that Phantoms actually won't attack if you have the Mega Torches around, which I'm pretty sure I do somewhere. It's been a minute since I last looked for these things. I know I put the these anti-animal things around. Maybe I don't have Mega Torches around, but anyway... yeah, we do have these spread around, which is preventing passive mobs from spawn. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and not wait for Phantoms to spawn, or go far away and like set up a platform and wait for them to spawn there. Either way, I think what we're going to do is, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and try and make this stuff, which turns into Phantom Membrane. And I was looking at like the different ways that we get this with a fission controller, and there's like 15 pages. I was like, okay, so how do we make Cobalt? And I was looking through all these different things here, and my eyes are glazing over. As it turns out, though, well, spoiler right there. As it turns out, this stuff can be made in the fusion controller with copper. Yeah, so 2 copper turns into 1 of these. We need 8 of those in order to make a Phantom Membrane. And you get this copper by dissolving a copper block, a block of copper, and you get 2 1/4 stacks of it. You get 16 per ingot, essentially. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We'll just use a copper block, the block of copper, to make the copper transition metals, and then we'll put that into our fusion, or reactor. I forget what that thing's called. We haven't used this thing for quite a while. This is how we got our original iridium, and we set these machines up, and we haven't really touched them in a long time. We had these machines over here just like taking water and separating the hydrogen and oxygen and all that kind of stuff, which we haven't had turned on for a while. So we have compactors over here. We have a combiner here. We have dissolvers that we aren't using. I don't even remember what we were doing here. Yeah, okay. So it looks like we're taking silicon dioxide, lead, yttrium, osmium, and we were processing that and doing some things. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and get rid of all of this. Yeah, we're definitely not using that anymore. So I guess I would make a pattern here. Let's go look at doing that. We'll make a pattern to do this recipe. Go back into here, into the fusion controller, back over to the copper. Where was it? Right here. And then dissolver on copper. The copper block, this one. Okay, we'll make a recipe that says 1 copper block equals 432. Is that right? That seems like an awful lot. Was it 432? It can't be. Let me go back and double check this real quick. So in this fusion controller, go back over to copper. 1 block of copper. No. That's 128 plus 16. That is far fewer than 400 that thing was saying. Okay, so I will fix this recipe. Okay, you cannot middle click it. Right clicking it just gets rid of it. Okay, well, let me make this recipe. Right, so I went ahead and I just put a copper block into a dissolver and got the correct amount since I couldn't figure out a way to do it this way. So we're going to say... oh, okay, you can add it. And then if I do that, aha, so it makes 144 144 copper from 1 copper block. So now we have a recipe that tells the system how to do that. Can I think that's just on a chest, right? Yeah, this one. So we can do this. Now, if I tell the system to make some of this stuff, I can't middle click on it or whatever. Let me get these out of here. Let's just make sure this works first of all. We'll start that up. And we should start seeing a few of those coming in. Yeah, so very slowly we are getting them. All right, so we know that works. I need to put some extraction upgrades on the pipes that we have down there. They are unupgraded and they only do 4 items at a time, like every 2 seconds. It's very, very slow. Anyway, so we have that done. So now we need to get ourselves a pattern here to do this. So 2 copper equals 1 cerium. I don't remember how this works down here in the fusion chamber. If we take a look, okay, and disable auto balance, enable auto balance. I think that's what we need, right? And then we have this here. So if I tell it to make 1 cerium, is this gonna work? It looks like it's working. There we go. But we used power and we didn't get any power back. What is up with this? Okay, I just broke all the things. Whoops. Alright, I'll fix that here in a moment. Why is that not giving it power? Oh, it gave it power now. Oh no, that was weird. It was disconnected and it wasn't giving it power. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so it looked like that did work. So we were able to make one of those items. And we need... in order to make, what are we making? We're making phantom membrane. In order to do that, we need 8 of those in a combiner in order to make a phantom membrane. So I guess we need that recipe as well. Let me get back into here. This, in a combiner. Okay, so again, we got to look at our old stuff over here. So there's a combiner, and there's that. So if I tell the system to make a phantom membrane, it should know how to do it now. I'm assuming things are happening here. So yes, we're making the cerium. Right? Yep, everything's happening. It's going slow, granted, but it is crafting it, and that's the important thing. So we know how to make the copper, we know how to make the cerium, and now we know how to make the phantom membrane. Is this going really slow? Oh, it is going pretty slow. Oh, actually, is this the problem with this particular machine, is that it doesn't work unless I'm looking at it? I seem to recall that was an issue before. Maybe we have to have it locked so it just works? I can't remember. All right, well, we know that we can make phantom membranes now, so that's the important thing, though. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and work on this a little bit, try and get a few more of these things going. Get some extraction upgrades going on in these pipes since we don't have any. Yeah, and we'll be back. Yeah, so the combiner worked without me actually interacting with the UI. I seem to recall it had a problem previously where it wouldn't operate unless I looked at it, but no, it just worked. I even verified by unlocking the recipe that I locked. Yeah, it still works, so I'm not sure what the deal is. But anyway, so we're trying to make this arcane dragon egg. I made 3 of these dragon scales now, 3 more of them. We have a 4th one here. So yeah, we have 3 more of these, but in order to go any further, we need to have more dragon scales. And as we saw, we can take the dragon head and then use a mystical dagger on it to make 3 more scales. So that's nice. I looked, we haven't made this thing yet, but apparently we have everything to make it. So we'll just go ahead and make one of those. So there's a mystical dagger. And going back into here, nope, we don't need that. We need this. Okay, and there is 3 more dragon scales. And then we need to make 3 more of those, which is exactly what we have, which is awesome. Yeah, so making phantom membranes, if I can spell it right, phantom membranes, this is super easy. Well, at least it's auto-craftable now. I don't know about easy. But yeah, I could just go ahead and queue up like 10 of those and we'll just have 10 in the system. I should do that just so we don't have to worry about it. Maybe we'll need some of these in the future. I don't know. And I'll be happy that I did craft up 10 and we didn't have to wait on it in the future. But anyway, getting back to this. Yeah, so taking the dragon egg, wrapping it with these, and there's our arcane dragon egg. Awesome. Okay, and that goes there? I can't remember now. Where did that go in this? We're looking at this one. Right, it did go there, top center. Okay, so we can get rid of these other things now. Yeah, so this empty soul gem, this is a thing that we need to make. But in order to do that, we have to do some kind of a crafting situation here. And I don't think we've done occultism yet. So this is something new that we'll have to take a look at probably in the next episode. Dragon's Breath, there is no way for us to craft that at the moment. We will have to go respawn in the dragon as far as I know and then capture it that way. There is a loot fabricator, but in order to do that, you need this Ender Dragon prediction. But yeah, I think in order to make these things, you have to actually have the dragon available. It's been a minute since I last used this mod. I do remember it being pretty cool though. Other than that, I think we are about there. So yeah, occultism for this empty soul gem. And then we need to get the Dragon's Breath. So we will have to look at that next time. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. How close are we? Oh, we're getting there. We're almost there. So close, so close. But anyway, yep, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.